Vodafone presents the pre-match.
That's right, it's our Vodafone pre-match, and it's ViCi Gaming going up against Winstrike. One best of one is all that separates, finding out who will be the next team to make it to the major. And to break this one down, as always, is Pimp and Blair. And this is the one where most people probably would not have predicted to be the scenario, right?
Definitely not. I mean, we have two surprises, so to speak, of the qualifiers so far coming into this one. Obviously, the first one, North losing out to ViCi Gaming in a fashionable way, where ViCi Gaming seemed to be in control throughout the entire game. Same story occurred just a few moments ago, where Envious couldn't put up a fight against Winstrike. Two teams that are playing some of the best Counter-Strike we've seen in a long time, and I have a lot of confidence in both teams making this game a close one.
Yeah, this should be a very close one. Right? The most interesting bit, of course, is the fact that both the EU minor team and the NA minor team are in the lower bracket right now. I don't think many of us expected this, to be very honest. But then again, the interesting thing is North played ViCi on Inferno, a map that North are comfortable on, but it's also a map that ViCi are very, very comfortable on as well. And North are like, we have everything going for us. We should be winning this. Didn't work out there. Now we have Overpass. I had my doubts about them. Now, Winstrike haven't really looked good in Overpass, while Envy have had a couple of wins in the NA minor and Overpass. And they just completely dismantled them. So right now, getting into this particular matchup, we have a Winstrike who is, I think, in even more dangerous force than they were at the CIS Minor a week back. We saw the interview at Quick, where it's like, we've been trying to fix our little things, and it looks like they're just raring to go, right? Win this one out. For ViCi, I think even they're a little surprised that they've reached so far, and now that he's just one map away from reaching the minors, I think they should be stopping right now. They're going to be going all in, although I'm going to say Winstrike should be the favorites here.
Now looking at this ViCi Gaming lineup, right, we spoke so heavily about Kaze and Freeman, but actually in the first best of one, it was Advent, the in-game leader, who stepped up and really brought it home for his team.
And that's what's so cool about this lineup, that there's a lot of different guys you can go towards when you want to have that star performance. Obviously, Freeman and KC are the two big stars of this team, the two heavy hitters. We've seen that throughout the entirety of the Asian minor, but as you said, Advent came in, you know, we've seen Sokin doing some great plays. And I also want to give a little bit of praise to Arma, and I think he's been playing hearts out, not only throughout this playoff, but also throughout the the Asian minor. I think he's by far been their third best player in this tournament. And you know, if you look at Winstrike, it's going to be tough to match that individual skill.
Yeah, you say that, but then you have someone called Norbert, who has been a player I've been just enjoying watching the CIS minor. He's young, he's insane, he's sharp. And then of course Waylander, he's been kind of quiet, but then the previous game against Envy, 29 frags in I think 19 rounds. That is absolutely ridiculous. We know Boomich can be dangerous as well, and World did it with that AWP. Not known to be like a top 5 opper, but if he gets off, if it's, you know, working out for him, it's going to be great, right? The team can kind of go man for man when it comes to firepower. The interesting thing is going to be the maps. I think that's going to be where Waylander and his team are going to have the edge over the Chinese squad.
Let's get into those maps. Let's see how this veto is going to go down. It's still a best of one. We're about to see who's going to be able to qualify for the major and be the first team through
ViCi
on this
playoff day. Super happy that this is a best of one. Otherwise, they would be in big trouble. And that's going to be the problem. Let's say they do lose this game and go down to the best of 3 scenarios. Their map pool is not deep. They get rid of Nuke, they get rid of Cass. It makes sense. They will probably also get rid of Dust 2 at some point during this one.
Or Overpass as well. I don't know.
Overpass. Nah, I've seen them play Overpass. I think it's okay. If you just watched them play Overpass, you definitely want to go in there. You've seen everything they had to offer, right?
That is true.
So you have something to go out from.
That's a big problem there. Inferno's out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a problem. I think it's to be expected. Mirage Inferno train out of the way, which leaves us with the fact that it's not going to be Dust 2, which leaves us with one map left.
I think it's gone. It could potentially be Dust 2 as well, right? You doubt it? Yeah. What is it? What's remaining? Overpass. I don't know about this. I really am going to go with Winstrike on this one. It could be ViCi might have seen how they played, but the thing is, you had literally half an hour to prep for it, right, to counter that. I don't think they're going to go with it. I think they're just going to stick with what they know. Like you said, they can play Overpass, but looking at the way Winstrike are playing, that's a brand of Counter-Strike that ViCi won't be really expecting too much, because Winstrike were just peeking and prodding and just making life hell for Envious. And the problem with ViCi's T side, it's not great as it is already, and when they get pressurized like that, their T side, I fear, is going to fall apart here.
I definitely agree, but the reason why I think Overpass is going to be one hell of a matchup between these two teams is both like to be super proactive on their CT side. They both like to play aggressive. They both like to fall back a little bit in the middle of the round and then do some semi-aggressive moves into the round. These are two teams who's not going to stand back on their back heel and just wait for the executors to come to them. They're going to go out there and they're going to seek for the duels. And if both teams have that approach, you know, we're going to have some fire Counter-Strike, heads-up Counter-Strike, and a lot of duels in the beginning of the rounds. And usually that's what makes for hectic and fired-up Counter-Strike.
Hey, I'm looking forward to some hectic and fired-up Counter-Strike, because it certainly was a little bit lackluster on our opening games. This is the time we get to see which team is going to be next over to the major. And we've got some fresh-faced commentators ready and waiting for you. It's Harry and Hugo.
Thank you very much, James. Yes, I am so excited to get into this. Winner, of course, secures that major spot. And for me, it's such an interesting story that it just happens to be the Asian and CIS region here in this upper bracket. The two that everyone kind of famously said, you know, oh, any team in EU can beat, you know, the second, third, etc. place team from these regions. Well, now they sit in the upper bracket. Potentially North American and EU, they're going to be going head-to-head in a bit to see who goes home. But Hugo, how are you feeling about this matchup?
I can't wait for this. Now, of course, the map pick is going to be a really interesting one. Definitely, I think, favouring Winstrike, but there are some tricks up ViCi's sleeve that could come back to help them out. One of them being that we haven't seen this team play a whole lot of Overpass coming into this event. So, you know, maybe not a lot for Winstrike to work on in that sense, but I doubt they prepared to see ViCi in the upper bracket here and the one map away from qualifying for the major. And what a story for Winstrike as well. Their ability to regain that major spot that they lost last time, going 0-3 in the Swiss stage back in London. It was obviously Mousesports side by side them, who were eliminated earlier on in the minors. But straight into this one, Harry. ViCi Gaming CT side, already that proactive start that Pimp's been talking about, and a very heavy connector push. The issue is Winstrike, they are completely avoiding this, with the exception of Kvik, who is down lower. Everyone else for Winstrike creeping up long. They're going to have the A site for free.
Zoking able to take that initial peek, but Norbert, the man on the trade, and this three-man connector hold from ViCi gets completely manhandled. Freeman and Advent, all that remain in the blink of an eye. Winstrike sitting 2 men up, and they have control of connector. They can look to dip down into this B bomb site if they would like, but the pressure is not on them. The pressure is on ViCi, and they know it. Just Freeman and Advent left standing, and they've rotated. They've split themselves between either bomb site. Freeman down in the heavens right now will allow for that slight faster rotation between either bomb site. But there's WorldEdit showing up, and that leaves Freeman in a 1-on-4.
He's been good, Harry, but not this good. Surely undoable. And WorldEdit, drive-by shooting up on that A site. Couple of kills of the P250, and Winstrike off to a stunning start. ViCi not having any luck with that triple connector setup, getting completely overrun by the top stairs push and Kvik being down and lower.
I'm going to be honest with you, for me, this is probably my favorite matchup of any of the minors. These were two of my favorite teams to watch from either minor. Winstrike, just for the surprise factor and the fact that I absolutely love watching Norbert. I have done since day one. I literally even sent you that. We'll go into that another time. ViCi, I've loved watching them. They pull out some of the most ridiculous strategies, but not in the way that we typically associate with Asian Counter-Strike, where they feel maybe ill-timed and they never lead to anything. I think ViCi have shown some really unique, interesting, and effective strategies here.
Yeah, and especially on Overpass when they played Greyhound yesterday, the thing that was so good for ViCi was that late-round aggression. They would wait until that 40-second mark and then push up as a CT side, and that would net them a lot of success, delaying Greyhound's slow terrorist half. The issue is Winstrike, they're not going to have a slow terrorist half, Harry. This team is very explosive, as we've seen so far from the CIS minor. However, this aggression from ViCi catching already one man off guard. It is the man you mentioned, Norbert. Picked off down on B. Kaze misses a shot with the scout. WorldEdit has at least equalized the situation, but Zoking, that's a gun picked up, and he's going to be able to get back through the toilets. WorldEdit cannot chase him in time. So Winstrike have man down in a round where ViCi are forced up, and still putting pressure on. 50 seconds, the smoke down in the toilet gives Zoking some room. ViCi maybe expecting a bit of a B play. You can see they're gambling between the two. Freeman doesn't know which side to rotate into, but it is going to be A once again here for Winstrike. Orman back on the scout of Kaze, dropped over, and he's going to at least get the info on long now. This should force the rotation back up from Freeman, who has that 1 AK, and with the scout tag landing and the finishing blow, things are coming up ViCi.
Orman continuing to do damage here with the scout, and WorldEdit finally able to best him, but Freeman's already rotated up, and ViCi, they will steal a round back with this force buy. Orman, I think, is someone worth talking about over within this ViCi squad. He's the man who I always see playing this buddy system with Freeman. They seem like they play off of each other very well. And, you know, I feel like as a result, Freeman quite often does get all the praise because he is normally the man fragging out. He was the top-rated player of the Asia Minor. But Orman, I think it's worth mentioning just because, as we saw the other day, he can have these standout performances. He can step up alongside the rest of the squad. And so I think, you know, if we can have him stepping up early on, if we can have Kaze and Freeman playing even 3/4 as good as what they have been, with Orman then in the picture, this is going to be a very scary team.
Yeah, I mean, you have those 2 stars, right? And then you have 2 more available players that can step up at any time. We know the experience on Zoking. And like you said, Orman's had a great event, so expecting a lot here from ViCi, but the thing is, Harry, force buy coming out from Winstrike. They want to keep these wars going. So Deagles and Armor investing all their cash, nothing left up for these Ts, so it really is a do or die round. They're going to be pushed down to a 3-1 lead for ViCi if this doesn't go the way of Winstrike. Aggression coming through with a flashbang. That's going to push Kaze out of the toilets, but in the meantime, Norbert's gone aggressive on long and being caught by Orman. No gaps in the defense here for ViCi. It's not quite that previous matchup. Wild Edit still smoked off, and this re-aggression down on short hasn't netted really any info for ViCi, but they have thrown plenty of smokes down. Kaze just missing the timing there to Wild Edit, and this bomb has just rotated off of B, so Winstrike again, a third round in a row, looking to take this A site.
Oh, and Kaze just catches a very fortunate timing to sneak past the forces up through short. Zoking's there to help him out, doesn't allow World Edit to get anything done with that Deagle, and it is just Waylander left standing. He is a long way from this bomb, 20 seconds left. Ideally wants to go down here, so he's going to look to try and take this initial peek. Kaze finds him, and ViCi will move 2-1 up. Now it's just the eco from Winstrike in this round, so chance for ViCi to build this lead up early on. Let these guys build up even more money with the SMGs, try and keep it flawless as we just saw in the round prior.
Yeah, this is quite the lead for ViCi. Knowing that Winstrike have just played this map, I'm sure ViCi have been very attentive, very aware of what these guys like to do on their T side, most specifically, and early smoke down on B is going to be cutting off this fast play from Winstrike. Looked like they maybe wanted to go monster, now going to be double back to short through the Molotov. So much damage, and Freeman is just mopping them up. There's the ace. 4 assists from Advent as well. That molly really paying off for ViCi, and they were so ready for that B play.
They were extremely ready for that B play, Hugo. I mean, there was the Molotov down over towards short. That took everyone down to around about half HP before they even got into the bomb site. The nades then rained in. Freeman's just spraying down guys left and right. This is the ViCi I wanted to see. But now over on the side of Winstrike, we have this buy up. We have rifles across the board, and this is where I'm going to be looking towards Norbert really to step up, try and match this level that ViCi are setting. We also saw Waylander looking good in that game just moments ago versus Envy, and he's able to kickstart this round once more. He drops Orman over in middle. Norbert over here at short, actually going to get brought down to just 9 points of health. Won't get to flank through this B bomb site versus ViCi, Norbert, as Advent is in with an equalizer. That's a 4-on-4 secured at the very least. Kaze and Zoking running this double man setup in the toilets. Kaze. I'll see through the smoke right now, but it's going to start to dissipate, and with it, Winstrike might look to try and take control. This is where Kaze missed shot, trying to bait them into Zoking, but Waylander spots the close man, and that will be the man advantage retaken for Winstrike.
ViCi have been playing that setup a lot every time they played Overpass here at the Minor, so I think Winstrike were very much ready once they saw the AWP. They were going to have that close position player. So good info there from Waylander to actually catch a kill to take the advantage back for Winstrike. Now talking about back, well, they're doubling back towards this B site. That bomb's been picked up in the spawn. We still have Boomich able to sell some sort of a fake with his utility up towards A, but they only have 1 smoke down on that B site, so keep an eye on that. It must go towards the heaven, cut off that point of rotation. Now ViCi are triple setup over on A right now, so if it is a B play, Winstrike are almost guaranteeing themselves this round. ViCi have realized, and that smoke hasn't gone towards the heaven, but it has concealed the ability to plant the bomb. Freeman spraying away, gives away his position, flashed off the angle, and at this point ViCi are probably just realizing they have to bail. Try and get some X's, try and catch out any lurking Winstrike players, and there are some, as you can see, but it will still be that second round taken from Winstrike, keeping it close as it gets.
And I mean, this for me is where this matchup becomes even more interesting, right? Just because you think back, as you pointed out, we haven't really seen ViCi play Overpass all too much. We saw that one game versus Greyhound, right? And they were able to take it in offense. I think they surprised a lot of people with how good they were able to play this map. Certainly wasn't one that you envisioned the team, you know, that a lot of people said at first was going to be lacking that tactical diversity. And then when we saw them play, obviously we realized actually they're running some pretty interesting ideas. And I was questioning how much research, how much time they would have put into Overpass. So by the looks of it, you know, they have been putting in the hours.
Especially when you just watch Winstrike play this map literally 15 minutes ago.
And that's something,
so much info.
That's something I was, yeah, so with Advent, obviously the man at the helm of this ViCi squad, you could tell he has been putting in the effort, doing his homework, and one thing that we kind of been praising for is his ability to adapt on the fly with this team.
Touted the best IGL in China by many. I think I can get behind that argument, that idea. Re-aggro short take for ViCi. They throw in a bit of utility. Molotov to play that close corner and a flash just to get the information. Now they find no one here, so we see a rotation back up on that A site as a result. Good info play by ViCi. They don't go too deep, but they just play off the back of what little info they have. And now we have Zoking up on this A site side by side with Kaze. Winstrike are going to be closing the gap up towards A as well, working their way through toilets, Molotoving all the close positions, but they still have plenty of time to play with. Kvik getting tagged a little bit, and that's a spot from Norman. Oh, he finds the kill through it as well. Dirty. Even going to go back in for more? No, this is unfair.
I get away from there, Roman. Come on, give him a chance. He almost actually got Boomich. She brings him down to just sub 40 HP, so pretty fortunate to still be alive. 30 seconds left here, and Winstrike, they have to try and pick up the pace sometime soon. That bomb has headed down towards B. Orman, stay away from the plywood. Stop doing this. He's just toying with his food over at short. There's 20 seconds left, Hugo. This push is coming in toward the B bomb site. Norbert leading the charge, but Freeman is able to best him. Waylander straight away in with this trade, and Advent now sitting inside of the bomb site. Orman here to try and help him out. This bomb has to get across, and it's never even going to see the bomb site. As ViCi find all 3 kills in a matter of seconds, that will be a 4th round cemented here.
That late jump from Orman spotted the bomb at the 20-second mark down in short. Now that is so much info. You know at that point Winstrike aren't going to rotate back up. So we see ViCi bring all their players down to B, get ready for the push to come through, and well, Orman shuts it down with a double, so no bomb plant allowed, no money made. And as a result, Winstrike, they're going to be strapped for cash here. A couple of $1,000 a player with some PT50s and Deagles. Already seen them get shut down by Freeman in a similar buy round like this. And again, the Molotov is so good. I do like how Winstrike run through it time after time. These guys do not care. They want to get into their position. They want to play their own setup. They don't want to let ViCi take enough map control with a deep Molotov and be able to push up towards Party, for example. Now, here's Kaze with the AWP. His teammate goes up deep and doesn't expect 4 players on the other side. Now, this Molotov can slow down the push, but Winstrike still have the man advantage, so ViCi have to be very, very careful. Spam Deagle shots. He's waiting for the jump, and Kaze, oh, he's 1 step ahead.
Oh, but now they will smoke him off, and this was looking to give Winstrike a veil in which to push through. Flash rains over the top, and that does allow them find Kaze. The issue is Advent and Freeman, they're just here mopping up everyone. ViCi in with a 5th, Winstrike able to find a couple of kills here and there, which considering it was just that partial investment wasn't all too bad.
ViCi have been doing a great job of getting information and stacking sites as a result, even just early rotations. Right there in that 3-on-5, or 3-on-4 rather, we had the entirety of ViCi up on that A bomb site, ready to deal due to that jump spot from Kaze. He sees them all on long. Winstrike just commit with it because it is only an eco round. They don't have to start selling fakes or doubling back. They can just try their best and take the fights. But 5-2 for ViCi here on the CT side. Guns out for Winstrike once again, but they are just not getting let off with this utility. ViCi finding early damage for what seems like another round. An AWP here for World Edit. And he's got quite the player to deal with on the other side. Now, Orman doesn't want to jump spot again. That's probably a good idea, but in the meantime, Norbert, he's looking for an opening kill. He's going to turn the tide of battle. Already picked up Advent. Can't find his second, but he just gets away with 30 HP. In the meantime, his teammates pressuring up A, but Kaze will spot it and almost get a chance to fall back. He does just in time.
Oh, well, dead it. Timing. Oh,
what?
Goes up past him. Takes that fight and is actually able to win it out. So now we are back into this 4-on-4. Winstrike, they've slowed right down. This A bomb site does not look half as tempting as Zoking. He's continuing this aggression. I don't know if they're going to be ready for this. Kaze going to get spotted there on the jump. Waylander sees him. He just keeps taking the repeat, toying with the man in toilet. quite going to be on that AWP, and he just gets off the angle. Orman, in the meantime, gone aggressive in through short here, and this is a lot of information, but actually it could prove to be a bit of a problem now for ViCi. They find the man down towards B, and the response from Zoking is in. That's the bomb dropped at the short position. Boomic trying to do what he can, but he's got 15 seconds, and he has to deal with the point man, the man who currently sits on that bomb for ViCi Gaming. And Zoking, tries to get the flank off, but Boomic finds him. 7 seconds, 6, 5. I don't think they have time, and Freeman just has to hide away. ViCi Gaming in with a 6th round. Zoking doing absolutely everything there.
The timing play from Zoking was huge, right? His teammate gets caught out on the flank, and that's when you see Winstrike go, okay, they've pushed up on the flank, therefore they've stacked the A site like they've continually done. So as a result, right as Winstrike back off with the bomb and turn their backs to short, Zoking gets aggressive, he shuts him down with a double kill, and Winstrike didn't know what hit them. Perfect timing play from ViCi, and considering they lost that man on the flank as well, that could have all fallen into disarray, but Zoking will step up for the clutch and save ViCi here. A tactical timeout from Winstrike, their first of 4, but another buy is still going to be able to come through somewhat here, or at least it has to around these 2 safe guns.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, for me, ViCi were favourites to take a major spot, largely just because of their ability to do well in these best of ones, right? That's where we've seen them look so deadly, at least historically. They're very good at coming into a map and just blindsiding you with stuff that you haven't really seen before, or, you know, things that maybe it takes you a little too long to figure out. And not to mention the individual skill on these guys and their knowledge of almost like the decision making is just fantastic. So Winstrike in with this partial investment, trying to hit the B bomb site, but already nades, finding a bit of chip damage down onto Norbert. There are still 3 players here, but Freeman, he's got aggressive at long, and he's just going to completely blindside Waylander. They're not ready for that. World Edit in response tries to take this fight over at short, but a missed shot, and that could have been the equalizer secured for Winstrike. But nope, Zoking once more pushing and prodding this Winstrike default. Does actually leave short open, and Kaze, now perhaps vulnerable to this toilet flank, has to be aware that it can come through.
Yeah, and the A site could even be taken. If Boomic finds a gap in this round, he can win it. Flank onto that CT spawn. The issue is that rotate's coming through, and Zoking's showing his hand down towards the party. Well done, it dead. Norbert, the 1AK, going to try and trade things out as Kaze wins his battle towards the toilets, and this is really the last couple of bastions of hope for Winstrike. The 1AK just spotting Kaze moving back in through, but will he be aware that he's being wrapped very open, very vulnerable as Norbert creeps on? He might even be able to get the knife in here if he wants to really stick it to Kaze, but takes a free shot, guaranteed kill there. Winstrike now pushing up to the A site. And this is a good off angle for Orman to actually catch the bomb crossing over. Boomic will check close. The timing of the flashbang's perfect, and Orman is caught unaware. Bomb plant in for Winstrike at the 15-second mark, and Freeman, he's been a hero, but he won't be one today. Boomic has turned this round on its head with this retrieved AWP, and Advent's all that stands now for ViCi.
Oh, spots Boomic, tags him in with the headshot, support down to just 12 points of health. Doesn't know where Norbert is. And realizes now the bomb is planted for toilets, so starts to anticipate that Norbert might be towards this portion of the map, knows that he doesn't have much time, no utility to play with, so he has to take the fight, and anticipates that he's already wrapped around short, which he has not. Norbert able to close that out in the 1v1. And that there showcasing where for ViCi, some of these big information plays they've been going for can be exploited and can be used against them. Zoking and Kaze able to find these opening 2 kills, but it was Boomic and Norbert to pull the round back for Winstrike.
And if Winstrike didn't win that round, this entire half could have fallen apart, right? Because their money was so mixed. We had those 2 players who survived after time. Boomic even bought behind that, but Kvik and Waylander ecoed. So the money was in such a weird state for Winstrike. However, winning it has now put them in a position where they're all pretty much level pegging. AWP going to be brought forward as well. And on World Edit, he will work his way through the connector early on alongside Kvik, so taking control as that jump spot on long for Zoking spots out Waylander. He'll double back, and that's actually good misinformation for ViCi that can work in Winstrike's favor, because Orman almost looked like he was going to rotate up, but no, he just gets a wallbang. Why not? Norbert's down to 37, and this guy cannot catch a break. Even more, Harry. Why not? Just keep going for it. It's working. You're not getting punished, but finally going to get spammed through at the right time. 27 HP. One of the notes here for ViCi is despite them having 2 smokes, there's only a single incendiary left, and that's all of their utility. So if Winstrike can try and force some of that out here at the 50-second mark, they could find success on this A site.
Oh, most definitely. But you can see Orman started this rotation up, anticipating that this A play might come in. Missed shot from Kaze, and World Edit going to get boosted up over the top. Kaze doesn't spot it. He's lucky to still be alive. Now, the reason why it's important that Orman's up on this rotation is he does have an incendiary. He does have a Molotov to throw on out. That's going to go in now to look to try and delay this push that much more, and it will do so. Boomich gonna have to try and find the opener from long. Flash goes in from his team, and there's a man holding close. Zoking having to pivot round, takes the fight in mid before flicking onto Boomich over at the long position. And Advent's gonna get tagged. They spot him on the cross out. World Edit decapitating him, and now Freeman in this 1-on-3. A man wrapping up from B in the form of Norbert, but World Edit's there and able to shut that last man down for ViCi. So 4th round cemented it. Finally, they're going to take control of the economy over on this Winstrike side as well.
It's so cool to see the resurgence of World Edit, right? Look at the history this guy's had in the majors, especially with Flipside in the past. And, you know, since that team disbanded, fell apart, a lot of people assumed he would be gone from the major circuit, Harry, but he's back, or at least trying to be, with only 12 rounds stopping him from actually getting into that new challenger stage. And, well, one of these 12 rounds will at least be free, as ViCi's now just on USPs. They're going to go for this heavy B stack. The boost setup with 3 players. The only issue with this is the second you get a kill for it or get spotted, Winstrike is instantly going to hit that A site. Now, I like the way they're doing it. They're not immediately putting a player up. They're waiting upon info, and then Zoking is going to have Orman on his head. So not immediately. That means if Winstrike do check this position, they could get bypassed. Now it's up, but nothing found as a result. The issue is Winstrike on the other side of the map, up towards A long with that bomb. Kaze is spotting towards the long position, so he will at least have info ahead of time that Winstrike are closing the distance, unless they throw that close smoke. But Winstrike, they know they're up against Eco, so they are playing very, very careful here. You can see how methodical these guys are being. Bit of an awkward flash onto Boomich, but it won't come back to haunt him. And this B stack getting disassembled here for the ViCi guys as they rotate all 5 players onto one side of the map. Right now, it's looking like the right call, but let's see if they can spring this trap at the right time.
Oh.
See ya.
Yeah, all right. Kaze just going to get annihilated there through the smoke. Norbert mops up the remaining 2 over here at short. This round's over. 5 players staying alive for Winstrike. They keep it clean in spite of the stack that they walk into. And yeah, I mean, we've frequently seen these... even full vanilla pistol rounds get a little out of hand throughout a lot of the minors thus far. But we're not going to get to see that today, and now it will be this buy back in from ViCi. Going to have the AUG all out for Freeman and Kaze, so important to note they won't have that AWP over on the CT side. No such problem for World Edit. He bolsters the offense by bringing his into this round. Already lots of aggression in through short. Already up through mid, and there's Advent. Boomich in with a quick double, and that is the A bomb site open for business. ViCi, they already might be thinking about saving in this round because they've lost A, and they're in this 3-on-4 retake.
Yeah, forget executes, forget smokes. When Boomich can walk in and get a triple kill, or a double rather, there's not much that ViCi can do. The firepower reigning supreme on Winstrike as the rotation comes back up from Freeman. Whoa, what a flick! I need to see that from his POV. It looked like he was looking towards the left side of the box. And then suddenly, the man on truck is dead. Great shot from World Edit. Fast played round onto that A site from Winstrike. And this is one of the worries that we highlighted earlier in the game. We don't know if ViCi's slower late round aggression on this CT side is going to be, you know, up for the task against Winstrike's extremely fast executes. Nice shots from World Edit. And 6-6. ViCi now down on pistols once again here, Harry. And this is a chance for Winstrike to take the lead. Yeah,
considering this was 6-2 in favor of ViCi at one point in time. Winstrike have done a stellar job of grinding back into this game. This round they're only up against these pistols, a few bits of armor sprinkled here and there between Zoking and Freeman. Smoke gonna go down over in the toilets, Kaze just waiting on the other side of it. It's slowly gonna peel away from that position and instead set up a little further back. He has Zoking down in connector, and this is one of the players with armor, so if he is able to isolate one of these engagements, maybe get a rifle, that's something for ViCi to work around in this round. Norbert loves a flank into the B bomb site, Legend says. But not this time around. Deterred by Freeman's presence there early on, he's backed off. And now looking to try and challenge for connector. They're going to run into Zoking. They've spotted a man on his own. Winstrike pincering on in from every angle. They smell blood in the water and they start circling, and now Kaze trying to step up. There's the first. Does have this AK to try and work with. Able to retrieve that flashbang as well from the body of Waylander. So gives himself a bit more stake in this round. There's Orman holding close, but Boomich, quick double as once more he might just prove to be the savior for Winstrike. Advent good for one more, and that leaves Freeman in this 1-on-2. Difficult, but not impossible.
He should know where Boomich is as well. He just made noise towards that truck. 9 seconds. Freeman can try and stop the bomb plant, but Boomich is covering the smoke, and the shot missed. He aimed for the bomb planter, but didn't see Boomich on the left side, and Winstrike are going to get away with that round. Now, it was only an eco for ViCi, so bringing it down to the 2-on-1 is certainly damage, but once we're reaching the end of the half here, Harry, with only a couple of rounds left, damage doesn't really mean anything. Winstrike have money for days. As you said, this has been a 5-round now comeback for Winstrike to make this round, or make this half a reality for them on the T side. Great adaptation, or adaptation rather. AWP back in for Kaze. He's got to try and beat World Edit here, but World Edit has been looking good in these past few rounds, and we might actually see that battle as well for the first time up on long. Kaze's even got Zoking playing aggressive with him, so different from that toilet setup that ViCi were running earlier that Waylander did predict. Winstrike going to try and take control, but they actually go back in towards short and party. This might be heard, but ooh, bit of a boost, bit of an information play for World Edit. Try and catch someone towards the toilets. Now Zoking hears all of this, so the question is, does he continue to go? Does he try and take control of this round and get aggressive? It would be a missed call right now as Boomich is holding for it, but a flash in through, tries to keep Kaze back, and this is where Zoking should step up, but he doesn't look after the flashbang.
Oh, Kaze does manage to find that equalizer, and yeah, the issue was there. That flash goes way deeper than what it usually does. So Zoking is actually facing it along with Kaze. Both players get fully flashed. Fortunate that Kaze was able to secure the 4-on-4 at the very least. You can see this bomb is wrapped back round toward the B bomb site, and this is where we need Freeman and Advent to step up. Freeman is a man who has looked so good on this B bomb site throughout the games of Overpass we've seen him play thus far. Need that to stay true to form now more than ever through the smoke, doing lots of damage. Tries to find World Edit, but he's looking so fast today. Bomb goes down, 10 seconds remaining as they manage to plug in the numbers. Orman out from the heavens trying to take the fight, but World Edit once again, you can't touch him. And now Kaze left in the 1-on-2, bounding down, looking to try and secure a rifle to fight with. Doesn't have any utility for this post plant, so has to take the fights, has to try and find these players, won't be able to just stick that bomb. And it's Boomich, tucked away, hidden to cement that 8th round for Winstrike. World Edit is showing up right now. He's desperate to get himself back in the major.
This is old school World Edit, Harry. It's been a while since we've seen this man find such a sick form, and what a team to do it with, right? Ex-major, top 8 players, Boomich, Convict. We've got, Waylander as well, his old teammate, and a new star to this Russian team of Norbert. It's such a cool roster for Winstrike, and wow, they're already leading. Last round of the half here as ViCi try and put money together, but this buy is going to be humbling. 2 UMPs and an MP9, and no AWP on Kaze. He has been the crucial killer for ViCi that really got them to this point, but right now getting shut down by World Edit. We've not seen anyone be able to really make Kaze feel uncomfortable in these games. ViCi have had a near flawless run here, with the exception of losing both those games to the Aussies. But this might just be their kryptonite, as the Russians, already a man down, do try and take control up on this A long position. The bomb rotating, however, down towards B. So Boomich, again, looking to sell this fake for Winstrike. If he finds a couple of kills behind it, which is certainly doable given his form, this could be great. But the flank from Zoking is so well timed. He didn't hear those players rotate through this spawn from this spot, but he will be able to flank them through. And Advent's going to be playing for information as well. So Kavik going right past, and that's all the info they need. The issue is Boomich is doubling back, and so Zoking, he's being flanked as well.
Oh, but Zoking, oh, they're able to get World Edit. It doesn't look terribly convincing as he struggles to get the shot off with the MP9. And now Advent over in short, very worried that there could be a man in connector. Brought down low, hidden, but still goes back, still picks up Waylander, and now it's Boomich on this late lurk. A 1v3 required. Top of the board right now for Winstrike is Boomich. Looking to try and take back his major spot, but with only 20 seconds, 3 kills separating him from picking this round up. It's all over. ViCi, they will secure a 7th. We go 8-7 at the end of the first half, split right down the middle. ViCi getting off to a phenomenal start, going 6-2 up. Winstrike grinding back, finishing this in the lead. Find out who takes this map and that major spot after the break. The age-old question of which minor region is better, Asia or CIS. The modern day, my dad is bigger than your dad. As we head on into this second half, Winstrike set up 8-7 over on this CT side. Orman and Advent, they're going to be picking up the utility for ViCi. Molotov picked up over on Advent, so ViCi looking to try and throw something surprising out in this round, potentially.
Yeah, and already deep into the connector are these Ts. This is definitely looking like the late round B play. They've got one man holding for the aggression. That's Orman. He can set up a lot of utility from this position, specifically cover off Heaven from that barrels. Or it could just be selling a fake as ViCi go doubling back up the connector, try and regroup with Freeman, who's already taken control towards the fountain. And Winstrike not aggressive at all on this CT pistol. With the exception of World 8 jump spotting down on B, we've only got one player really committed to that A site early on. Actually, As we see, doubling back down, ViCi going to go hit this B site. We have a double setup here. Waylander going to get a lot of information after this spot, but the flash is good. It will force him back. He spots a maximum of 2 players there, and now the push to come through. His teammates side by side. Waylander trying to kill the long player, but it's Norbert to step up with a double, dropping the bomb down on short. Norbert will not stop here on the USB, and he is just tearing through them on the B site. 9 rounds to Winstrike. They take both pistols.
Yeah, obviously, difference being is in that first half, when they picked up the pistol round, they then lose that second. Their anti-eco to the force buy of ViCi. They're not looking like that happen again. One worrying sign, if you are ViCi, is Norbert now really starting to find his footing in this second half, cementing that pistol round with a 4K. It looks convincing. It looks good. It looks Norbert. That's what we're used to seeing from him. ViCi, they don't make the decision to go for the buy. Instead, it is just this eco. 1 P250 on Zoking is all there is to write home about, and even then, he's been tagged down low early on. So a chance for Winstrike here to build up some money, look to try and keep this round clean. And here's Quick out from Connector. Quick double. Advent gonna somehow glock down Waylander, but that should be it in this round. There should be nothing else to come through.
Yeah, even with this push up on B as well, Norbert is hunting for the final kill. Pretty much no chance Advent's going to be able to get away with his Glock. Not that he wants to. He's really just trying to drag out this round, potentially so ViCi can have a bit of a moment to talk about this upcoming rifle round that will be coming through. That being said, with Winstrike running a bonus round without a doubt here coming into the CT side, maybe upgrading to a couple of rifles, but this is a great chance to make money, get free AKs if you are Winstrike, especially when you're feeling confident sitting with a 10-7 lead. So AKs are out for ViCi. No upgrades for Winstrike. They just buy up a FAMAS on Waylander, and we're going to have to wait to see this AWP come through in the future. For now, just sticking with these guns. So if ViCi had anything up their sleeve, this is the time to do it. Break that money while you can on Winstrike before it starts to build up. Very fast into the connector is Kvik. He's got that Molotov coming through as well, just to deny the early push. And Nade slightly chipping away at Zoking. It'll be hard matched for Winstrike to do as much damage as the utility on the CT side that ViCi got away with. Now, if he boosts up here, this could be good, but makes some noise. It can be hard to hit with a smoke in your face, but Kvik's going to give up with that one. Double back towards B as the flash comes in on short, just to check for any T aggression. And ViCi, they have got a man behind enemy lines here. Freeman crept up towards the A site. Now, they might be aware of the possibility, but WorldEdit currently has his back turned. Flash in hand. He might have a chance to pick up his gun in time, and Freeman not going to be able to get that kill. Very, very close was WorldEdit to his own demise. And now Kvik's come up to rotate as well, but there's so many ViCi players on the other side of long.
3 players inside of the bomb site, though, and Boomich pushed up in the toilets. There is a 4-man stack for Winstrike here. Freeman and Zoking able to find 3 kills between them. The flashbangs pixel perfect, allowing them to blind those players inside of A. And there is Ormond dealing with Boomich, the man who is just tucked away in the bathrooms, hidden, waiting for his chance to spring the trap. Oh. Nice couple of hops from Norbert, but sadly that won't keep him alive. And ViCi, an 8th round of their name. Org picked up for Orman. Gonna throw that onto Freeman, and that's what I was hoping for. Freeman is someone who's continuously impressed us with his ability on the Org.
Very much so. A nice play there in that round to get so deep up long, allow for his team to rotate in and then just hit that A side fast with the numbers, knowing that Winstrike were under-equipped rather, running that bonus round. And now with the money in a bit of a skew-if place, this is where you typically would buy as a CT side, but you can see Winstrike hesitating with their investments. Obviously not everyone's sitting so pretty, and you definitely want to throw in that question of, does Kvik just want to take one for the team, drop over that AWP? WorldEdit can at least buy him a rifle. Either way, I'm interested to see how Winstrike do approach this round. Actually not looking like the traditional full buy. As I say that, the AWP is here. But other than that, they're saving some money. I'd love to see this gun thrown over to WorldEdit, but it might be off the back of Spawn somewhat. Kvik getting down on that B bomb site with 4 players here for Winstrike. Early Molotov to deny aggression. They'll just run right through it. Winstrike do not give a damn. Orban might not expect them this close, but he does get away with the first. There's the trade from Kvik. And now Winstrike in a 4-on-4. They can try and retrieve that weapon, and Norbert certainly will.
AK retrieved, and the AWP, as you say, still in play. Quick with it. ViCi in response, looking like they want to try and hit this A-bomb site, but Quick has rotated up, and he's got the AWP in hand. They take that first peek, and a missed shot from Quick does allow a bit of a foothold to be taken by Advent and co. Over at long, Zoking's gone rotating back through T-spawn. The rest of the gang now looking to try and join up with him. ViCi, this might be the big old fakeroo. They've showed their hand at long, and now they've backed away. Winstrike have rotated all 4 players up and into this A-bomb site, so ViCi are making the right call here. Winstrike just setting up for this retake setup at B, and I imagine if this bomb goes down, I'm not even too sure you see him go for it. You must be tempted, right? You still have money for the next round. A lot of it going to come down if Norbert's able to find anything here, as he is the first man on the scene. Does spot Freeman down a monster, but Zoking going to catch him, and now World Edit up into heaven. With this Deeg, there's one. Needs to see a little bit more for Winstrike to take something here. Pushing in, that's Boomich offering himself up, and now for Quick and World Edit. You imagine this is where this aggression into the B bomb site does taper off. And indeed it will. They're going to look to hold on to the AWP, relying a lot on Norbert and Boomich to do the most of the damage for them to be too tempted to go for that. And as those kills don't come through, as ViCi get more and more embedded into those post plants, the chances of winning that round go out the window.
That being said, still taking the AWP forward, right? You do a bit of damage in this round, you take a couple of players. Winstrike, by and large, it was an eco. They weren't fully investing, and they get a couple of kills out of it. It's not the end of the world. You can buy up here either way. Try and shut down the T side as ViCi start to get into things, right? 2-0 start for Winstrike in this half, doubled down by ViCi, who have accomplished the same feat. They're yet to even pull up this AWP on Kaze. The money still there, but no need for it, I guess. They have been doing fine without, but we are early days into the second half. Now the buy is here for Winstrike. There's definitely gaps in their, holes in their armor, I guess. Not full utility by any means, only a couple of kits, but World Edit, great start. This is what we wanted to see on the CT side. Already picking up the point man, Freeman, going down and out here for ViCi immediately. Zokin going to try and abuse the B spawn, but it's going to be a close position from Waylander that does a lot of damage, pushes him down to 15 HP. Still got Orman up on shore. On ViCi, they really want to try and pressure this B site. They're desperately looking for a refrag. Unable to really get too much damage off. In the meantime, they haven't got any control towards A, so Advent going to go and do his best to try and secure that, and potentially even sell somewhat of a fake or a push towards Winstrike, keep them on their toes, because if you don't play aggressive enough towards both sides of the map, Winstrike are going to look for a gap, and they're going to exploit it, get aggressive. You could already see Boomich was pushing up on long until that flash went through for Advent, so while it hasn't completely denied his aggression, it's at least made him somewhat more hesitant. Now the execute down towards B for ViCi, Orman setting up a flashbang for these 2 long players. And Advent, he's a long way from home right now.
Smoke gonna fall at short, and for ViCi, oh, there's a bit of a gap in it. That allows Norbert to get tagged down by Orman at this short portion of the map. Boomich even gonna get spotted over here and connected, but he's dropped the smoke. And with 30 seconds left, it only just plumes now. They either have to go through it, or they have to redirect back down into that B bomb site. Boomich, what? He's been found. Advent in with another. That's the A bomb site cracked wide open. And for ViCi, they might have just recovered this round. They might stand a chance of finding something. 10 seconds. Norbert does deny the bomb plant. He stopped it, and there's only 8 seconds left. They have to get this bomb down. Advent in with the double. The man at the helm of ViCi might have just saved them in this round. Quick in the 1-on-3. And will he be ready for Advent holding close? He most certainly won't. 10-10, all tied up. What a back and forth round, and what a save from Advent.
Yeah, what a huge play from the in-game leader of ViCi there. The whole time, these teams were trying to pressure that B site, get an opening kill, but without being able to find one, the second that they notice Boomich is on the flanking connector, they just double back, go, okay, we have a free guaranteed kill here if we just group up. And with 15 seconds left, they get to that bomb site. Despite Norbert's best efforts, that plant comes through. And ViCi 10-10 here. Winstrike with no money to play with either, and that's a hard break of the economy. So this is how things could very much spiral out of control in the second half.
I know you just stumbled over your words there, but he is a bit like the in-game Lima with how he's been bounding around the map. Omen and Advent finding 2 quick kills between them. No, but World Edit and Boomich left standing, and not really too much hope for them to find much in this round. Boomich is hoping to do something cheeky with the taser down here in Connector. ViCi just going to send 4 players over towards long, so World Edit will have his work cut out for him with the Deagle. Now, we've already seen a little bit of Deagle brilliance from World Edit, but we're not going to see any more because he's made the decision to rotate down to B. No, he hasn't. He's back. He's back again. He's playing with us.
Still even have Orman to come in on that late flank as well for ViCi to catch these B rotations, but might not even be needed. World Edit is blind. He's smoked off. These T's are on the bomb site with the plant. Orman, there's that flank kill coming through. Boomich dead on the behind, and now Winstrike, just a formality, just a attempt to take away guns. But it currently isn't going too well. Norbert going to go through the smoke to his death, and World Edit, last man standing here for Winstrike. The inaccuracy is definitely not fun to play with, and ViCi going to get away with not even a point of damage on this T side, completely flawless across the board. But here's the buy we've been waiting for, Harry. The guns are back out here for Winstrike, AWP and World Edit most notably. And what a close game this has been, considering it's only a best of 1 as well.
Yeah, this is exactly what we want to see. ViCi building up this money over on the T side, going to leave them in a similar spot that we got to see Winstrike exploit, which is just that you can keep that CT side economy on the back foot. You can leave them strapped for cash in a lot of these rounds. Take this one, for example. Even though we've seen them take saves to go for this purchase, the utility is already very limited off the bat. You've already thrown out the majority of what you invested. I mean, we do still see 3 specs being held onto, but a bit in 20 seconds left. They're going to flash over, try and make up for this lack of utility by taking the aggression at short. Didn't spot anyone, but Orman was there. He was just hidden away.
ViCi is so ready to hit this B bomb site, though. You can see them already starting to line up smokes, and with no real information for Winstrike, they're going to have to rely on their individuals. However, that's certainly been consistent so far. Norbert, almost caught with the timing. He gets one with a double from Waylander, stepping up here as he did on that previous map to get Winstrike into the upper bracket matchup. He had nearing 30 kills on Overpass. So what a time for him to find a double. Winstrike want to equalize his score, and a lineup for Orman. Almost connects the spray through the smoke. 38 seconds here for ViCi. Desperation ensues as these 2 players have to continue their way into the bomb site. Winstrike not giving them a single pick as well, playing very passive towards the pit, knowing they can just deny the bomb plant if it does come through to fight up from that headshot angle. Kaze smoking off to cut off the position from Heaven, and World Edit's already in that. But if Kaze moves around this pillar, he's going to be moving into a very unfortunate fight. That bomb getting his way to the site, but here's the repeat that we talked about. Waylander not able to get the kill, and that's a bomb plant defense. Kvik going to be able to get away with that plant kill, and now Orman trying to hold on to the 1v3. Molotov keeps him back, and Winstrike can just jump on the bomb. This should be a guaranteed round.
Yeah, no hope for Orman here. Boomich just allowed to stick it. 3 players staying up, but tying the scoreline at 11-11. This is going to go the distance almost undoubtedly, it feels like. One thing I think it's important to realize that Kaze getting off to, I say getting off to a slow start, you know, we're 23 rounds deep in this game. I think, you know, saying getting off to a slow start is been and gone. Kaze not living up to a lot of the hype that he set over in the Asia Minor.
And this has been one of his issues in the past, right? He's had these great performances domestically, at least in the Asian region. But when we have seen him have a chance against some of the, you know, the teams from other regions or even the top teams, think back to Flash when he played in the major at Boston, he's a little bit, he struggles, Harry. He's somewhat underwhelming in those games in comparison to how he performs in these other matchups. So this seems to be one of them, and it can't afford to be with major qualification on the line for ViCi.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget, we've been running this storyline for Winstrike. It's their chance to get back to the major, reclaim that slot. Well, likewise, for Kaze, it's his shot to get back into the major circuit, right? We saw him obviously attend the Boston major with Flash Gaming. Now, he came dead last at that event, so He's looking to try and prove himself once again. Quick gonna open things up in this round with that frag onto Freeman, and there's no attempt at the trade. Zoking now trying to step up to the plate, and he will catch Quick crossing back towards Long. In the meantime, Waylander removes this flank from play. ViCi 3 on 4. The one thing that they won't be ready for is Boomich over here at Long. When they caught Quick on the cross, I think they assumed that that's where he was going. He was going to try and take up position here. So they're not ready for Boomich. Advent falls at the hand of the point man over at Long. Waylander's up through connector. These flanks coming in from all sides, and Zoking, his head has to be on a swivel. Instead, it's going to get taken off. And this leaves Kaze, the man that we were just talking about, the man that we've said has looked quiet today, hasn't been living up to the hype that we've set in this 1-on-4, and Waylander's going to delete him. Winstrike 12-11. They take the lead, and they don't lose a single man in the retake.
And Winstrike have been going neck and neck this entire game, with the likes of Boomich showing up, Norbert and World Edit having their rounds. Now, in these past 3 rounds on the CT side, Waylander has had multi-kills almost every single time. So with him finding 3 in that round, this is starting to spell disaster for ViCi. Having multiple players now reaching a strong form here on the side of Winstrike is not going to bode well for the Chinese. Let's see if they can recover regardless, because the money is still there for a couple more. AWP here on Kaze, and already trying to establish their way up towards that A site. We've got that fast B play from Orban. He's continually been on this flank trying to probe and prod, catch these rotations, keep Winstrike guessing as to which site is being executed upon. And while he was picked off outside of that B site in the previous round, he's going to back for it a little more again. ViCi in the meantime just trying to take control towards the connector and establish their presence up on A short. This AWP in the meantime down towards B, so not to be a worry for Kaze, who's just getting into position, trying to catch out these close angles. That con push can come through now as well from ViCi, and they're going to be outside of the A site without too much contest from Winstrike. The only probing the CT side is doing is down on B, with Waylander getting somewhat aggressive. However, as I say that, there's AWP rotating back up to A, and this allows for a bit more of a push from Winstrike, who still have utility to play with. 45 seconds on this clock. And with World Edit here, and 3 players on A, ViCi, are they up for the task?
Oh, World Edit already dispatching of that first man. 30 seconds on the clock here, and what a big kill to come in from Advent. World Edit missed shot. Can't afford to miss many more of these, and he will miss it the second time around. That's Freeman and Orman, the double Muns, securing this A bomb site, and Orman going to continue pushing further, even going as far as to drop Norbert. It's Waylander thrust into this 1-on-4, and he's had some good performances today. Nice shot on a Freeman, but Kaze immediately in position to trade. This game continues to be a real roller coaster. It's been back and forth throughout.
Yeah, especially in the second half. I mean, resets coming in. Winstrike get 2 rounds before they're able to, well, before they rather lose 1 and aren't able to build up any money here on the CT side. That's going to be the main problem here as we start to reach, you know, the end of this game, Harry, or at least the end of regulation. Because it wouldn't surprise me if this game goes to OT. Winstrike, their 3rd tactical pause. ViCi have not used 1.
Yeah, they're just sitting on them. They're just sitting on them, and they can afford to run those down toward the end of this game. They've saved them up. They've stockpiled the pauses. And this is a team, you know, with a lot in their strat book. You can tell with some of the things that we've seen them break out. Now is really the time that we want to see those shine through. And if you're sitting on a few ideas, you've got 4 tactical pauses banked up, you know, if you're Advent, you're sat there rubbing your hands together. You're feeling good about this.
This is a gamble buy now from Winstrike. It's an eco, but World Edit bought his own AWP. He's going to need to play very aggressive in this round. He needs to find opening kills, because otherwise Winstrike are going to completely fall apart, and this will be needs to win them the round or be saved. Otherwise, who knows what could happen. Oh, indecision. We're going for the boost, and the jumping noise gives away the fact that they're setting up. Both players expected to go on the top, but instead Orman, he might catch a timing into B. He's pushed ahead of the curve. Zoking's gone through Monster, but Norbert has strafed round barrels and found his kill. Kaze swapping out to the AK within the last second, and he will get away with that frag. World Edit only finding 1 off the back of this AWP into heaven, and Kavik can try and cut off this cross, but the bomb's already on the site.
Quick. Not going to find anything there. Advent, other side of the smoke. mops up the remaining 2. And I tell you what, when he stepped up in their game earlier on versus North, I was questioning, you know, would we see him continue that, right? Because he's not normally the man we've seen at the top of the board for ViCi. Routinely, it has been Freeman, Kaze, and Orman more often than not. This time around, it's Zoking and Advent, 2 of the older, more experienced players within this team, to be rising to the occasion, joining the likes of Freeman up at the top of the board.
And with Kaze struggling, what a time for that to happen.
Oh, most definitely. And that was always one of the questions with this team is, you know, what happens if you have one of those 2 usual carry players not show up to a game? You know, can the others make up for that? And they definitely are showing that they can right now. They're going to be stacking up outside of the B bomb site. Winstrike here with a buy that does look half cobbled together. Waylander, Norbert, and Quick on the other side of Monster. Smoke falls, and that will keep ViCi at bay for the time being. Bit of a gap in it. And Norbert, oh my word, he's just been headshot. Not entirely sure where from, but he's been brought down to just 17 points of health.
Was he sprayed through that wallbang back by the top barrels where Kaze is now? That's the only thing I can think, because he was sitting around the barrel area when he lost health. So either it's Orman spamming through some wood, or someone else has done that down on T-Spawn. That's ridiculous. Didn't even know what hit him. Norbert's been getting pushed out of this round. And Winstrike, such a heavy setup down on B, but ViCi have done this before where they show presence on long and then just go through that immediate rotate down towards B. Remember that round where Winstrike rotated off and had no one here? Well, they've doubled it. They've done it now on the A site. With early pressure being put towards B, Winstrike kept honest, and with no utility left, it's going to be up to Boomich on this A site to hold off. He will be calling for rotates, and look at the minimap with 20 seconds left as Winstrike heavy rotate 3 players up towards A. And these Ts, they need to speed up. 20 seconds. WorldEdit is here with the AWP. The one bastion of hope for Winstrike. 15 seconds. And Boomich will catch them with surprise from the sidelines. 2 kills. WorldEdit doubles up as well. And it's fallen apart for ViCi. They almost caught the timing into that A site. But the rotate from WorldEdit was too well timed. Orman will not be getting away. And Winstrike picking up 13.
Big issue for ViCi is there, as you mentioned. A, we've already seen them do this, but also they didn't leave anyone down towards B. Orman hung around for a little bit before rotating up and rejoining the rest of the gang. And what that meant was Waylander, he was actually flashed over, re-aggressed over towards short. And that meant that they just rotated everyone up into this A bomb site. We saw exactly how that panned out. They were able to hold on to some utility as well. That was used to give them the edge in those gunfights. You saw the crossfire set up between Boomich and WorldEdit, between that truck and the cubby at long, rather. And there we go, our first tactical timeout used for ViCi. Justifiably so, because that round, as far as they've gone thus far, has been a disaster for this team.
Starting to sweat maybe, Harry. 13-13 certainly makes you a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Neither team feeling probably in control of this game right now, and that's fair enough because this T half rather has come up very favorably for ViCi. That being said, the money is now gone for them, and Winstrike also on the edge of getting reset after winning just a singular round, so no one is comfortable here. Both teams will be down on pistols likely if they lose this, or more likely even potential force buy, but we'll see. ViCi setting up quick towards his B site. Boomich, look at the aggression. He's trying to take this round into his own hands, but Kaze's found the pick down on lower. That Molotov getting smoked off by Norbert to try and deny the push. Without that smoke, ViCi would have hit the B site without a doubt, and now we're going to need to see some aggression from Winstrike to try and trade this initial pick. Kavik being flashed up into short. That will be assumed by ViCi considering the utility went off, but this door being open towards the connector could have been a bit of a worry. Luckily enough, Orman's rotating back up to A, trying to, again, pull in this lurk for ViCi that's been so good at selling fakes. Have a look at this stack right now. 4 players down on B for Winstrike. Everyone here fully gambled. And the thing is, they're going to start to question this because they haven't seen anyone. So Boomich rotates back up. But the bomb and 3 of the players are outside monsters. So this is definitely the late round B play from ViCi. If Winstrike hold on, if Winstrike just believe in themselves, this could be their round. But Orman, he can put all of that up in the air.
Yeah, Winstrike know that ViCi have been going for these rounds, but they don't show their hand anywhere, and then very suddenly they explode out into one of these bomb sites. Crucially, Orman has always been the man lurking. So as they find that, you can see Winstrike don't look terribly convinced. They don't believe that it's A. And Norbert finding that double from the barrels. The Molotov going to come in a little bit late. The bomb's dropped all the way back here in T-spawn, and this round's over. ViCi, they've just got to look to try and save. They can't do anything here, and that will be Winstrike picking up a 14th and crucially breaking the economy of ViCi. With these two players saving, you're in a situation where you either force buy into this next round, force buy up around the AWP and the AK and hope that you can find something, or you take the eco and then you have a very broken buy to try and play for overtime. They're the two options that ViCi have right now. Neither one of them looks great. Winstrike certainly in the driving seat heading into round number 28.
And that was it. That was the pivot round, the one that would decide really who's going to take control at the end of regulation. And it has been the Russians. ViCi backs up against the wall. They've got to show us something here. The wall bang from World Edit from Spawn not going to be connecting. AWP and AK is all that ViCi have to play with. Freeman already getting pushed down in the connector. Kvik, there's a big gap in that smoke. He needs to be very careful. With 4 players on the other side. What on earth? He was not even aiming at Zoking there. That was a running shot. Unbelievable. And for that to come at round 28 at this scoreline, Winstrike, they are going to be laughing. Falling back towards the A site immediately after the early pick, not giving ViCi the ability to trade this kill. World Edit has continued to be strong on this A site with the exception of one round where he missed a couple of shots, but this cannot be one of them with ViCi setting up for the execute immediately. Only 2 utility players who cannot afford to get picked off early here if they want to have a smoke execute onto this site. Winstrike playing so passive here with the exception of the jump spot down on A. With this push coming through, Boomich has found success from this corner on long before.
There it is, yielding them even more. Boomich, they finally deal with it, but he's already got 2. That is far more than he needed. Missed shot from World Edit, but it shouldn't matter all too much because this push is grinded to a halt for ViCi. They've applied the brakes. Wayland are even going as far as to push up down at that B bomb site. Means there's 3 players inside of A. Effectively a 2-on-3 while they're here, and they're trying to creep in. Quick gonna do the damage, able to find one. Kaze now left in this 1-on-3. It's not happening. Quick in with a double. Him and Boomich able to cement that round. They're looking to try and get back to the major Winstrike, and now they stand at just 1 round away from a major spot once again.
And look at this shot from Quick. He's not even looking at him. He was on the right side. It landed left through the smoke. So what a way to kick off a round. And Boomich has had the most unbelievable map here for Winstrike. Really been the star of this team alongside Norbert to some extent in this event. Norbert sitting on 20 as well. So 15 to 13. Desperation for ViCi. SMGs and a couple of AKs. They've yet to get this AWP back in the hands of Kaze. Although he has been somewhat underwhelming in this crucial map for ViCi to get them to the major. Now they will of course have a second chance if they can't win this game, but that's not in their heads. Right now it's just these last 2 rounds to get it to regulation, to overtime rather. World Edit here with the AWP. He's going to flash Boomich aggressively up and long. Now this gets him information, but if anything misinformation, this could probe or force a rotate down towards B for Winstrike, when in reality ViCi have 4 players up towards A with again Orman trying to sell this solo fake, but the rotate is there.
They're setting up down towards this B portion of the map right now, but the bomb does reside over in those bathrooms for Winstrike. Playing passively, no aggression this time around. Back in these bomb sites, having to play very reactively to what ViCi offer. Spot the first man out along. Boomich there to find Freeman. Is going to get traded by Kaze out in the open, and now World Edit missed shot the first time around. Damage done. Zoking's going to find him. They get the A bomb site. Kaze going to punch in these numbers. Waylander on this rotation round once more with this B aggression, and Norbert able to shut down Advent. We're into the 3-on-3. It's all on the line for Winstrike. If they're able to retake this, if they are able to make it work, they will be heading through to the major. Zoking in with the trade and a double. Now he's on 3 in total, and Norbert, he's going to delete him. It's new boy Norbert versus Orman. The least experienced man on this team, and he's sticking the defuse. Allman doesn't see it, but he takes the peak wide, and ViCi, a 14th. We're going the full 30 rounds. Overtime is still very much a potential here, Hugo.
More than a potential. The money just got broken again for Winstrike. Now, they have a couple of players that can bail them out in this potential final round, but what a play up from Allman, being able to save the day. That stick to pull that out at 15-13, stick on the defuse. Norbert almost wins the round, almost gains that major spot for Winstrike, and a great shot behind it, but it is Allman to save the day, and he has been so crucial alongside Advent over on this ViCi roster in this map. Freeman has certainly been silent in these past few rounds. I don't know the last time he got a kill. It feels like a long time ago. Now, with AKs in the hand of ViCi after winning that previous round, this has got to be the time potentially for Freeman to show us what he has been doing all event, the top-rated player of the Asian Minor. On the flip side for Winstrike, they've got the top-rated player as well. Norbert, rather. Unbelievable performance to get Winstrike into this position. He will continue it. Team knife onto Wayland, and not how you want to start off a round, but no time to focus on that now with overtime on the cards. Or a major spot at 16-14. It's fast up from ViCi. They take immediate control towards the connector and establish this default once again on this T side. I'd love to see a full smoke execute from these Ts, because in these past few rounds, they've just been going for dry pushes off the back of flashbangs.
Which, the honest thing about that is they keep on saving all this utility. They let that clock tick down to about the 30-second mark, and then they try and take all these dry peaks, these slow pushes into bomb sites, and they've been getting punished for it. So in this one now, they might find an advantage. Waylander gonna get spotted down here at short, almost the double, doing damage onto Zoking. Now he's able to return with a bit onto Norbert, does actually bring him down low, and ooh, it's not a dance you'd want to go with anytime soon. Both players dodging those shots in through the plywood, not quite finding anything. It's Allman out from Monster here, creeping forward, and he's going to take the head off of Norbert, looking to try and take us through to overtime. Quick, the only man left inside of this B bomb site. He's hidden right now. They don't know his whereabouts. They don't know that he's here, and now the ruse is up. They know there's a man in the back line, a wolf in sheep's clothing, hidden inside of this bomb site, and Allman's going to delete him. Bomb looks to go down now. It's planted for short, and that is where Freeman resides, but World at it. Slight gap in that smoke, and now a real chance for Winstrike in this retake. Boomich and World Edit left standing, and that clock ticking down. Still utility left. Over on the side of ViCi, smoke actually going to fall onto the bomb. Boomich creeping forward. Doesn't spot anyone yet, but that's Kaze gone. And now Freeman, top-rated player of the Asia Minor in a 1v2, but it's not happening. Winstrike on the bomb. They're going to hand it over to Boomich, and they will be back at the major, 16-14 over ViCi. They take this series, and Winstrike, they're coming back in Katowice.
And look at the relief on their faces. What a close best-of-one map there for the two teams. Unfortunate for ViCi, they will be falling back into that lower bracket, but there's still a chance for them to rise up through the best-of-threes and find success. But now, Winstrike, the time to relax after that pretty crazy game, and obviously a couple of Overpass map wins for them as well. They are looking like a real force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and you know, with the Winstrike, when they were under that QB fire banner back at the E-League Boston Major, everyone questioned, was it just a fluke? The 0-3 in London suggested maybe it was. They come back with this revamped roster, and they're returning again. This is their third major in a row. So they're Norbert, definitely proving that they're not just a fluke team.
Yeah, for Norbert more specifically, right? This guy's so young, and he's just qualified for his first major with this team barely being together for months now, only disbanded right after September at the London Major. So impressive results nonetheless, but we're going to be throwing back to some more impressive men over on the desk. It's over to James.
Thank you, guys. What a way for that to end. Very fitting for seeing our first team get through to the major in Winstrike. Pimp and Blair, you guys said that was one that could be right to the wire, where you were spot on.
It was a super close and super tense matchup. You could see how much it meant to the Winstrike guys also after the game, and it just tells a story that these two teams wanted it a lot. It was a great game, honestly, right? Yep. ViCi getting off to a good start, stringing a couple of rounds together, then answering back straight away from Winstrike, and it was like a back and forth situation where you constantly were feeling not none of these teams have it under control, and neither of these teams actually know how to win the game right. So it was bound to be this close, tense matchup. As we saw in the last round, it had to be a 3 versus 2 clutch scenario, went down to the wire, and Winstrike are now at the major, and I think that's rightfully deserved. I think ViCi played great. I think Winstrike just was a tad better.
Yeah, absolutely. And the two guys, the two suspects, usual suspects, I would say, for ViCi, who have always stepped up, always delivered. The one game they needed to really go above and beyond, they kind of fell a little bit short. Kaze and Freeman at the bottom of the fragging department. However, we had Advent, we had Zoking, we had Almond stepping up when it comes to fragging. They all had over 20 frags. And it was kind of heartbreaking. It came down to 2v2. Finally, Winstrike managed to close it out. I think very deserving winners. But you can make out, even though Winstrike looked the better team, for example, ViCi, many a time in some of the last few rounds on the T side, they had so much utility and they're just going for contact play, just off the back of 1 or 2 flashes, something they shouldn't be doing, and they're getting completely destroyed, especially that A-bomb side. I don't know why they did that. And I also felt like Winstrike were feeling a little too nervous. There was one point where just looking a little too shaky, over-rotating a little too quickly, so to speak. But in the end, I mean, it is what it is. Winstrike have qualified. I think they are right now the best-looking team in this particular play-in.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, they proved it in a good style as well. And one thing you got to say for ViCi, though, they came and they fought right all to the wire. They gave it their all. And this is a team, I think, certainly, that doesn't mean they're necessarily done getting into the best of 3s.
No, because they will face the winner of Envious and Northwide. And what we've seen so far is Envious not looking good at all. It's been a very rough minor system for them so far. They weren't looking good in the NA minor. They really had to struggle to get to that 3rd place. Whereas for North, it's a team that we know have the potential to be by far the best team in this playoff minor situation, but they just haven't lived up to it so far. So, as you said, James, ViCi is by no means out of it, but I still expect them, you know, to be not favored against a team like North. If Envious is surprisingly winning against North, I think it could be a very tense and very close matchup between ViCi and Envious in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if that actually happens, if North even lose to Envious, that is going to be... At
this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
I just want to have a camera on your face and just watch you
not just crumble
possible. Internally. Yeah, you won't be here. But the thing is, I completely agree. I think the way ViCi played right out there, time and time again, surprised me. They've always, you know, just always come up somehow managing to make it a close series or pulling off crazy wins like the first game they had against North. And even against Winstrike, I saw it in Overpass. I'm like, I think Winstrike a little too strong, but they managed to somewhat grind it out. And I think whether you're Envious or whether you're North, whoever comes out of that loser matchup, they should be really careful and you should be prepared for ViCi.
Well, let's go down to Pipson from Winstrike. Here's one of the analysts and coach helping that team get to where they are. He's down with Jason Kaplan.
I will tell you this right now, Banks. I am surprised you guys have any voice left after hearing you guys screaming after that victory. I don't know much about the language, but I do know one of the words that I heard. A lot of bliats in there. So first of all, how does it feel to be qualified now?
It was really tough, and we were so emotional when we won because the game was really, really hard. So yeah, you probably heard a lot of bad words there. But it's not about the opponent, it's just our emotions.
I understand. I mean, when you're now getting into the major, such a big tournament, the biggest of the year, obviously emotions are going to be running high. But looking at this whole qualifier that you guys have had, how do you feel about the performance of the team over the course of these last, week and a half, 2 weeks?
Actually, it could be better, of course, but we lost a lot of chances. We were in the upper bracket in the CIS Minor, we lost to Avangard. Then we were in the lower bracket, we lost to Spirit. And then we come here and finally, we break that curse, you know? We're in the upper bracket and we won.
So what's the plans now for you guys? You have the major come up in a few weeks' time. You guys actually stayed, if I'm not mistaken, here to practice for this. What's the plan now? Are you going to go back, keep practicing? Are you going to take a couple of days off? What do we got coming?
Yeah, probably we will come back to Russia tomorrow, and we will take a little bit rest, and we'll prepare for the major.
All right, well, major it is. Congratulations, Pipson, on the team. And also, let's head back to Banks to finish off the first half, because we still have so many more matches to come up today.
Oh, yes, 2 more best of 3s to come your way. But let's just talk about that Winstrike. They don't just have the normal coach. We saw behind him the whole way. Pipson's also in there helping out as the assistant coach. They stayed here for that extended amount of time. They did everything within their power to make sure they could grab a major spot.
And it definitely showcased on the server. I think what we saw from Winstrike today in both those best of 1 series was definitely better than what we saw during the CIS Minor. So in that regard, you can see the improvements they've made throughout that boot camp. Overall, I just want to point out, you know, that Winstrike is the best team right here, right now. I think it's fully deserved that they go through. Whatever you want to talk and discuss, best of 1, best of 3s, would it have been different? I don't think so. Winstrike is the best team so far in this playoff series, and it's only deserved that through to the major.
Absolutely. After all that's been said about the CIS Minor and whatnot over the years, right, I think they have really shown that, you know, it is a region which can bring up teams like Spirit, like Avangard, like Winstrike themselves. They have definitely been the best. And I personally am looking to see more from this kid, Norbert. He has been a surprise for me this entire tournament, for especially the CIS Minor, and he's been phenomenal. Team as a whole looks great. I'm expecting upsets from this team. Apart from Avangard. Avangard, I think, can go really, really deep. I think they're the best team right now. But Winstrike, they're going to pull off some crazy upsets, mark my words.
And I think that's a fair note to end on. Winstrike is a team that all the teams at the major will have to look out for. This is not a walk-over team, so to speak. This is a team that can actually go in and win matches, especially in those best-of-1 scenarios where they prepare hard.
And they'll certainly be putting that preparation in before that major comes in. Winstrike are your first team through. We've got one more to come with it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far. This is the best major to date, and it's proving so with this playoff stage. Plenty more games to come. North versus Envy coming up in a best of 3.